want to bring in now Nancy Grace, host of Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Nancy, you and I were together, right, when these impact statements started, like in that moment. And I was about to ask you this question. It piggybacks off of what Rosanna and I were just talking about. Look, the Menendez brothers just got a Netflix special. They got a documentary series, two separate things going on. And if anybody thinks that doesn't have an impact on the way maybe people are seeing things and eyes of influencers and putting pressure on the legal and justice system, they would be wrong. What about a case like this? Can you cut this guy off?
First of all, I think a lot of what we're hearing right now is completely out of touch with what violent crime victims endure the rest of their lives. Someone earlier said, this is closure for the family. No, it's not. Did you not hear Dylan state that she had to sleep with her mother for months after the murders? I did that after Keith was murdered, my fiance. You go on with it the rest of your life. There's not closure. Anybody that has lived through what these victims have lived through, and you tell me there's ever closure, you're never going to hear that, Harris, because there's not. And somebody, I think it was Ritter, just said, prison is going to be, quote, incredibly unpleasant. Really? Yeah, that's about how bad it's going to be. Incredibly unpleasant. And did somebody actually say there's going to be jailhouse justice? Oh, really? Is that what the Constitution demanded? That we count on convicted inmates to mete out justice? No, that's our job. And there is no justice. And why do you keep expecting him to give emotion in the courtroom? Have you ever had a pet lizard and you expect emotion? He's never going to show remorse because he has none. And another thing about Gonsalves's sister, Olivia, speaking, did anybody notice she's asking him the questions in his own questionnaire? I recognize those questions. How did you pick the victims? How did they respond?
Great question.
What were the last words? What was your exit? What was your entry? She's throwing it right back in his face. So I wouldn't get too excited that Bryan Kohberger moved an eyelash during this. It's like looking at a pet lizard. That's all you're going to get out of him. He needed the death penalty. That's what he needed. So he is going to end up with a Netflix special. He's going to be addressing crowds via Zoom someday.
And
That's
he can do that legally?
Life. He will become famous.
Okay, so the whole time you're talking, Nicole Parker, former FBI, is over here nodding and I mean, what is going on? I want you two to talk to each other.
Because I agree. I agree with every single thing that you're saying. And based on my experience, my first thought is he has no remorse. And again, I respect that people say, you know, there's closure. There is never closure. When you lose a loved one at the hand of evil, again, the cameras might go away and maybe they're moving on. And I respect these victims' families so much for having the strength and the courage to say that. They will never see their loved one on this earth ever again. And so, again, there is no closure. I have kept in touch with victims of mass shootings. No closure. And
Breaking news, back to the courtroom.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.